Okay, so I've got my delivery of bits and pieces from HobbyKing today. Came in from Sydney on Wednesday, came today, Friday, so 2 days delivery. Pretty impressed with that. Got 3.5mm bullet connectors. Turnigy 1400 kV motors, 7 of them, one spare, just in case. Hopefully I haven't overdone it with the 1400 kV, everyone else seems to use about 900s. Couldn't help myself, we'll see. To go with them, the ESCs, 40 amp Turnigy plush, KK2 controller, the piezo sound thingy which I'll hook up. And to start with, we'll try out the Turnigy 3 kVA, 3000 kVA 40C, 50C 3S battery. Also got the charger. This is what I have been playing with. This is my first build, as I might have said earlier. We'll see how it goes. Alright, oh, last but not least, the H550 chassis with the integrated PCB board. Alright. Okay, so I've got the 40 kVA Turnigy and your motors with the 3.5 bullets, and they haven't got the ends on, so that's what that pack of bullets is for. Sit over there like so, and solder in through that little hole there. Hold them all in place. Alright. Okay, it's taken me a few goes to get a bit of a system happening, but this is how I'm doing it. Stick it on its end, the bullet. A fair bit of solder down in there, make sure the connector gets nice and hot. Fair bit in there. Pliers, because that's pretty hot. Tin the end of the wire a bit. Make sure that's nice and hot. Top the end, keep it hot. Stick it in. Make sure it's all bubbling out the back. Make it's all nice and hot, make a good connection. Done. Let them cool down before we put the connector back on. Okay, so when we're done, they're all soldered like that. Comes with a nice little covering connector, which will keep it all sealed. And here we have the finished product. This is the female 3.5 bullet connectors. So the motor can basically just connect straight in. That way if you have a motor failure you can swap it out at any time. Okay, now it's just time to solder the ESCs onto the PCB. Just turn the wire a bit, get it warm, heat it up. Black to negative. And repeat 6 times. We have it. 6 ESCs attached. Okay, so now we're attaching the arms onto the PCB, the bottom board. Using the KK2 will be in X configuration. So this will be the front. The main power connector is going to come out here, as there's going to be a camera frame on the bottom and with a battery underneath about here somewhere, so the power cable can come out the back and be held going to the battery holder. Here it is, the base, ready for motors. The next stage. Okay, so I've put the top cover on just temporarily, and I've used the foam from the case it came in to mount the KK2 on. Now I'm putting the motors on, and a trick for the novice: make sure you order the 3x8mm bolts to bolt the motors on. Otherwise you have to go up to the local hardware store and buy something like this and cut it down to size, because they don't have 8mm because they're useless. So make sure you get those 3x8mm bolts for the motors. Okay, motors are on. Cables are tidied up a bit. I'll have to pull it off again at some point to make sure the motors are spinning the same way, or the correct way. Okay, just to tidy up the connectors, protect them a bit, we've got this liquid electrical tape to go over the nice red. Okay, now this is the KK2 controller, and I'm going to basically solder in the wire for the low battery power, which will signal from the piezo here when it's installed, and basically this red wire will be soldered in here into the back of the board, and the other end to the mains battery in. There it is, soldered in place. So a couple of extra things that I've discovered. These by default from HobbyKing come with 1.2. Apparently the self-leveling is not great with that, so you can upgrade them, but to upgrade them you need a USB device which you connect into the programming connectors here, and 1.5 fixes some self-leveling issues but stuffs up the normal flight apparently a little bit, and 1.6 is out now which has fixed up the bugs with the normal flight. So if you want to upgrade, which is always usually a pretty good idea, especially if you want self-leveling to work well, then 1.6 version firmware update, but of course they don't have it in Australia, so you have to order it from overseas, so that's something you need to add. So you see the firmware when you first plug it in. Just came up then, 1.2. So I've attached the battery lead, and so you now see 12.6 volts. I've set up the type of hex motor layout, so there you go, load motor layout, show motor layout. Brilliant little controller. So you can see there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have labelled all the arms with the number of the motor and the rotation that it should be doing as per that diagram. That way you always know where you're at. To get power to the unit, it gets it from the first ESC, so if you plug that in, you're good to go. I haven't plugged in any of the others because I've still got a few more bits and pieces to put into this thing yet. I haven't got my controller yet, so that's waiting, but all little super glued in the little piezo speaker here. Right, so I have put a number for each motor to correspond with its location on the KK2 controller layout. So basically it goes front 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,